Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
Welcome back to the week of, cold. CJ Nasello here with you. It's our daily show on this 15th day of January. And, it's right around -3 right here in the 618, and I know that so many of you were staying inside today with the holiday, and rightfully so, but we're here working at RiverBender.com. The whole team's here, and we're ready to go for another daily dose of local, and looking forward to another great show. Mike Weller from AP Cigar is going to join us here in about 30 minutes or so. We're going to just talk a little bit about, the cigar business, and we're going to talk about some of the things that he has coming down the pipeline. He's had a couple of events the last couple of weeks that we've added to the community calendar, and we'll get more insights and just have a good old time with Mike here about 9:30. And then around 10:30, we will talk to Luis Noya, who's at Busch Stadium today, freezing his butt off because it's winter warm-up, and I know that in a couple of minutes, he'll be talking to Ali Marmol, and then he'll be giving us the little bit of a summary of his conversation with the Cardinals skipper and what they're looking to do, because spring training pitchers and catchers report in a couple of weeks. I mean, we're already here. Even though it's the Arctic front is already all over us, we still got some, promising stuff in the next couple of weeks to talk about today. So just a little bit more of a laid-back show and kind of a nice, relaxing way to start the week with Mike and Luis and all of you. 618-759-7469. But at 9:03, here's what's happening around the River Bend. Make sure you sign up for your daily email update, and you'll never miss out. You can stay up to date with myself and 70,000 people in the know, as my good pal Ray Hartman would say, each and every day of the work week and on Saturdays. We'll take you to Edwardsville first. The city is asking organizers of an overnight warming location in Edwardsville to apply for a special use permit to operate as a means of ensuring the safety of all involved. Here's the latest. This is about the overnight warming locations being issued that $750 citation. Here's the City of Edwardsville statement in its entirety. City officials have been communicating for months with the organizers of an overnight warming location at 534 St. Louis Street to help them navigate zoning processes that would apply to many property uses in that zoning district, including an overnight warming facility. City officials have made ongoing attempts since October to provide guidance on the applicable requirements and even hosted a meeting in early December between the Overnight Warming Center organizers and concerned residents in the hopes of further understanding and communication. The city is not asking for the overnight warming location organizers that would not be required for any property use that falls outside of the Edwardsville zoning guidelines. It is the city's stance that a special use permit is necessary for the overnight warming location to continue operating at 534 St. Louis Street, which is within the MU1 downtown mixed-use zoning district. A special use permit would be applicable for any hotel, warming location, adult or child daycare facilities, or other such uses that are not specifically included in this zoning district, and helps to ensure appropriate life safety measures and operations are in place. The special use permit request entails a public hearing before the Zoning Board of Appeals where the organizers could detail their plans and members of the public could comment. The Zoning Board of Appeals would issue a recommendation that would be subject to City Council approval. On October 26th, city officials shared this guidance with the overnight warming location organizers. On that date, City Administrator Kevin Head and the other city representatives attended a Glen Ed Ministerial Alliance meeting to gain a better understanding of the warming location's plans. The city provided the special use permit application, the timeline for submission to enable it to be heard as quickly as possible. The city administrator also offered to waive the application fee if it was submitted prior to the 13th of November deadline, to be addressed at a subsequent Zoning Board of Appeals meeting. Despite the city's repeated efforts to work with the operators, the city has yet to receive, that special use permit application. The citation was sent to First Baptist Church on December the 19th, came only after the second activation of the overnight warming location and in the absence of that special use permit. The overnight warming locations notified the city in writing just in the past few days on Thursday, January the 11th, that they do not plan to apply for that special use permit. The city has a long history of support for social efforts and services and organizations that benefit the Edwardsville community and would welcome additional initiatives. City officials encourage the overnight warming location organizers to work with the city as a way to ensure safe, appropriate operation of any such facility. Any fines that could be incurred as a result of continued unauthorized operation are at the discretion of the municipal court, which provides overhearings involving the city during this period of extremely low temperatures. The city will also open the lobby of the Public Safety Building at 333 South Main Street for those who need overnight shelter from the cold. And once again, that is the statement from the city of Edwardsville regarding that $750 fine handed down to the overnight warming location, Edwardsville location, just over the weekend. Also in the news, Dalton Brown reporting out of Granite City that a man from Granite was recently charged with domestic and aggravated battery of a pregnant woman, according to Madison County court filings. Here's the latest. Dustin M. Hale, 32, of Granite City, was charged with 1 count of aggravated battery, 1 count of domestic battery, both committed against the same victim on January the 9th, 2024. Hale committed these offenses while, quote, knowing the victim to be pregnant, in that said defendant punched and kicked the victim about the body, causing pain, according to court documents. Hale was charged with a Class 3 felony for aggravated battery and a Class A misdemeanor for domestic battery. Court documents do indicate he was remanded to be held in jail until his initial court appearance. Please note the issuance of charges is based solely upon probable cause and is never an indication of guilt. All subjects are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Dalton Brown reporting out of Edwardsville that charges have been filed against 2 individuals for separate cases of possession of cocaine and fentanyl last November, according to recent Madison County court filings. Jerron S. Mullis, 34, of Granite City, was charged with unlawful possession of a controlled substance on November the 4th. Court documents state Mullis knowingly and unlawfully possessed a substance containing cocaine. Mullis was charged with a Class 4 felony and was released upon his signature of conditions of pretrial release order. David W. Cheek, 58 years of age, of Belleville, was charged with unlawful possession of a controlled substance. Cheek allegedly possessed an undisclosed amount of substance containing fentanyl on November the 24th of last year, according to court documents. Cheek was charged with a Class 4 felony and was released upon his signature of conditions of pretrial release orders. Please note that these subjects are all innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Dalton Brown also reporting out of Granite City that a 19-year-old from Granite was recently charged with his second subsequent offense of domestic battery. Tanner A. Moxie, 19, of Granite City, was charged with 1 count of domestic battery, his second offense. On Friday, January the 12th, Moxie was previously convicted of aggravated domestic battery in Madison County in 2022. In his most recent case, Moxie allegedly caused bodily harm to a family or household member, in that said defendant struck the victim about the head and face, causing injury, according to court documents. Moxie was charged with a Class 4 felony, and court documents indicate that he was remanded to be held in jail until his initial court appearance. Out of Godfrey, filmmaker Kevin Edwards began his education career at Lewis and Clark Community College with a career set in law enforcement, but little did he know he would be back at Lewis and Clark Community College, this time with a passion for film and, of course, bringing the Always Late TV Awards back to Lewis and Clark Community College. Edwards' foray into film started in 2012, shooting a small reality program called Local Ambition, which was in production until 2021. Following a long-held dream to create a film festival, he launched the Always Late TV Movie Awards, which was first held at Lewis and Clark Community College last spring. Edwards thinks it's important to support students in their pursuit of their creative passions. He believes creative people provide inspiration and encouragement. So far, Edwards' career has had a number of highlights. Among them are 11 awards for his work, forming relationships with other industry professionals, and having his films carried by several streaming services. The 2024 Always Late TV Movie Awards and Festival will return to Lewis and Clark March 23rd through the 24th, and all festival events are free and open to the public. For more information, call 618-954-8342. Dalton Brown reporting out of North Alton and Godfrey. Blake Sonka with Blake Sonka State Farm and Godfrey recently discussed his new office location on Godfrey Road and more as part of the North Alton Godfrey Business Council Spotlight right here on this show. Sonka said a new building was recently built for his State Farm office located at 3052 Godfrey Road, Unit A, directly across the street from their former location. The building, featuring white siding and a red roof, stands just south of the plant stand. He added that the work in the parking lot is being finalized and the business officially moves in to its new home. Sonka has been with State Farm since 2016, working with a different agent in Edwardsville before becoming an agent himself and opening his Godfrey office in 2019. But he said some of his team have been with the company for over 25 years and have been there for several of their customers' major life milestones. I have two amazing team members, Glenda and Sherry. They were there for 25 and 28 years. And just hearing the stories they have, I insured that kid when they were 16, and now they have 3 kids. One of his stories he remembers, and kind of through life with them and being with them through their first car purchase, their first house purchase, their first baby. It's really cool, he said. Sonka became a State Farm agent. Wasn't exactly his plan after graduating college, but after a tiring job hunt and a series of rejections based on lack of experience, a friend of his hometown called him with a job offer to work at a State Farm office in Edwardsville. And after working there for about a year and a half, Sonka wanted to become an agent long-term, eventually realizing his goal after going through the Agent Aspirant program. To learn more about the North Alton Godfrey Business Council, visit their website, nagbc.com, and for more information on Blake Sonka State Farm in Godfrey, you can watch the full interview, which is online at RiverBender.com/daily show. On this Monday morning, the 15th day of January, Sydney Sinks is filling us in on another difference maker right here in our community. Sadie Lapercio has established herself as a friendly face at Alton Middle School. The 7th grade math teacher is a difference maker in the classroom and in the community with her commitment to her students, and most recently, as the organizer of a GoFundMe for the Alton Community Boxing Club. Several of her students are members of this club, which prompted Lapercio to get involved. But this is just one instance of how Sadie aims to help kids. She works every day to make sure her students are okay and goes above and beyond to check in with them and show them that she cares. Here's a quote. My big thing of becoming a teacher was remembering these kids might not have somebody at home. They might not have someone to go home to and talk to, or just somebody that even cares. Maybe they have somebody at home, but they don't care. I'm not saying that's the case, but I'm just saying I want to be that person for every kid that walks in my room. Probably a little too much. I worry if I'm failing a lot, but yeah, I just want to be that person. As part of that goal, Lapercio checks in with her students every day. This is how she learned about the Alton Community Boxing Club, because many of her students were eager to share their experience. She saw firsthand how several students had grown more confident as a direct result of the club, which she learned that the club needed to raise about $5,000 to purchase a boxing ring. She took it upon herself to organize the GoFundMe to help them out. Just as the boxing club has empowered students, Lupercio hopes to encourage them in her class. She prioritizes her students' well-being, and she does what she can to make sure they're happy, healthy, and well, both in her classroom and outside of it. To that end, Lupercio has started going to more games and activities outside of school to support her students. She was at the boxing club's most recent match, which saw her student, Jacoby Womack, knocked out his opponent in the first round. Lupercio was right there cheering him on with his teammates. Here's a final quote from Sadie. I think it shows kids that you actually care. Like you're not just here for the 8 to 3. You really care. Letting them know that they have somebody, because honestly, I think going to things that are important to them, like their matches and their basketball games or whatnot, shows that, hey, she actually does care outside of my math homework that she's assigning today. When Jacoby ran up to me after he won, he said, "Mr. Lupercio." I'm like, okay, I'm doing something right. For more information about the Alton Community Boxing Club, check out more additional articles on RiverBender.com. And if you have a difference maker to report on, we would love to feature them right here on our platform. Reach out to news@RiverBender.com and tell us about the difference maker in our communities. And Sadie, thank you all from our team here at RiverBender.com. Dan Brandon reporting out of Alton. Alton Community Service League and the Loyal Order of the Moose have coveted Valentine's Day wine tasting event planned from 3 to 5 p.m. on Saturday, February the 10th at the Loyal Order of the Moose Lodge, 1349 at 730 Wesley Drive in Wood River. Tickets are $20 and can be obtained by contacting the Moose or Kathy Drosty, 618-971-9191. That's 618-971-9191, or you can contact Cora Miller, 618-444-7011. It is important to note that the tickets for the wine tasting will not be sold at the door. Wine selections will be top-notch and handled by Republic National Distribution Company of Illinois. There will be a raffle of Valentine's Day gift basket and a 50-50 included in the night's activities. Proceeds from the event will benefit Alton Godfrey area charities through the ACSL grant program. ACSL donates 40% of funds raised to beautification and landscaping projects in the area and 60% to projects that benefit the community in many ways, including food banks and warming centers. ACSL volunteers work in civic, cultural, education, health, youth, and beautification arenas, said Diane Foster, the public relations chair, of the organization. Foster and Miller noted that the ACSL is always looking for new members interested in volunteering in the community. Meetings for the organization are on the second Monday of every month. Members can choose where to volunteer. For those interested in volunteering, you can contact Foster, 618-961-5985. The Alton Community Service League has been in existence for 68 years and has been wrapping Christmas gifts at Alton Square Mall for 45 of those years. That's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend on this, well, pretty cold 15th day of January. Let's take a look at the brutally cold weather and make us feel a little bad. It's -4, but hey, it feels like -1. There you go. The sun's starting to come out today. Some sun, then increasing clouds and bitterly cold. A couple of afternoon flurries. Bitter cold. Be sure to wear multiple layers. And if you don't have to go outside, seriously stay inside today. Bundle up. Enjoy some nice TV. And because tonight, a couple of evening flurries. Otherwise, mostly cloudy and frigid, bitter cold. Be sure to wear layers. Temperatures will drop down to 0 overnight. And we will see a brief warm up here in the next 3 days. On Tuesday, a high of 14 degrees, a low of 8. On Wednesday, a high of 36. That will feel like 90 and a low of 24 degrees. Then on Thursday, an 80% chance of precipitation. They're calling for snow. 32 degrees, the high on Thursday, and 8 degrees. We're getting back to where we were last week on Thursday night. On Friday, a high of just 12 degrees and a low of 2 degrees on Friday as we head into the weekend. But right now, as it sits, it's -4. It feels like -1. Temperatures will reach 9 degrees today and drop down to 0 overnight. For time and temperature throughout the day, you give this phone number a ring, 618-465-4545, this time powered by Bounce Back Rehab Recover and Return Home. Hey, before we take a quick break, because There's some stuff to talk about today, and we got Mike Weller coming in. I just wanted to give a big shout out because I saw Lisa Webb upstairs in the building today. Little Black Book meeting at Riverbender Community Center. Oh, sorry. I'm not used to change. The iMerge Community Center, they met in the building today, and just seeing Lisa, mingling with some of the other business women in our community is always really cool to see, but also it just shows how much work that she puts in behind the scenes to make sure she's up to date on all the trends, on all the community happenings for all of her clients. You know what? 3rd Street Realty, it's not just come by and sell here. They help you. They're advocates for you. And even if, let's say, tomorrow something happens with my house, I'm going to call Lisa Webb because she's going to have the contacts. She has the relationships built to help me even after the first purchase of my home. She doesn't stop after the contract signed. She's there with you no matter what, through thick and thin. And that's why with over a decade of experience, this woman-owned but family-operated company values your family values and will always put them first. No matter if you're buying for the first time, you're selling for the billionth, or let's talk reality here. Economy's tough. Maybe you have to foreclose. There is nobody more experienced than Lisa Webb and 3rd Street Realty. You can head on over right now to 3rdstrealty.com for all that information material and those resources that they can provide to you. But all I ask is if you're buying a house in the next 30 days, if you're selling your house in the next 30, check out Lisa Webb and her team, because that's somebody who is going to listen to all of your needs, is going to hold your hand through the entire process and make sure that you and your family are in the best path forward for that next chapter of your life. 3rdstrealty.com. That's 3rdstrealty.com, and hang out with Lisa Webb and I on the 3rd Wednesday of each month with 3rd on 3rd with 3rd Street Realty.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you work so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Mungan Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Mungan Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Mungan Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Tomorrow we can drive around this town. Let the cops chase us around. Past this gonna something might be found to take its place. Hey, jealousy. Hey, jealousy. Hey, jealousy. Hey, jealousy.
9:25, welcome back to this very cold Monday morning. You know, today starts craziness, and Friday we talked to Joe Cunningham, which, I think it's really cool that a national organization like No Labels gives us time to come on the show and fill us in, and Joe's going to come back on in March. But it's really cool. The other day I was watching, one of the big 4 news stations. I can't remember which one, but I saw Joe talking to one of the hosts, and I went, wow, how cool is that? He's on the big 4 and then comes in to, talk to us about all the things they're doing on the ground. And, it's not, let's be honest, it's not going to really amount to much, but I think it's a great idea, and it might gain traction over the next decade. It just, might not be there yet. But hey, primary or caucus season and all that starts today. And it kind of amazes me because, some of us, I'm not picking on you, just don't know what the difference is. So what's the difference between a primary and a caucus? Well, I am on a USA.gov website because I wanted to make sure we talked about those, because today we're going to see all the coverage of Iowa. It's negative like 13 degrees this morning there. Could you imagine if you felt like you had to vote today? Good night. Well, primary and caucuses are 2 ways that help with states and political parties choose their potential presidential nominee. So most states hold primaries 6 to 9 months before a presidential election. Primary voters choose their preferred candidate anonymously by casting secret ballots. The state where the primary is held takes the results of the vote into account to award delegates to the winner. Caucuses are a little different. Several states hold caucuses in the month leading up to a presidential election. Caucuses are meetings run by political parties that are held by the county, the district, or precinct level. Some caucuses choose candidates by a secret ballot. Others require participants to divide themselves into groups according to the candidate they support. Undecided participants form their own group. Each candidate's group gives speeches and tries to get the others to join their group. At the end, the number of delegates given to each candidate is based on the number of caucus votes they received. So depending on the state and political party rules, primary and caucusing can be open, closed, or even a hybrid of the 2. During an open primary or an open caucus, voters don't have to be registered with a political party to take part in its primary or its caucus. Now, during a closed primary or closed caucus, only voters registered with the party can take part of that vote. So semi-open and semi-closed primaries and caucuses are a variation of the 2 main types, and each state has its own way of operating its primary and its caucusing. So states and political parties use these different methods for deciding how many delegates they're going to award to each candidate. For more information about your own presidential caucus here, or primary here in Illinois, because we don't have a caucus, it's a primary, there's information available for you. But I just thought a quick little recap of what the difference between the caucusing is from the primary. I think it's kind of unique in the sense that if you do have your undecided group, they get lobbied for, throughout the day to see if they're going to support the other group's prospective candidates. So there you go. That's the difference between a primary and a caucus at 9:28. We'll see the craziness this evening, and we'll be back after a quick break and talk to Mike Weller about all things AP Cigar. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trunked. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Little Carly Simon at 9:32 and a lot of Mike Weller. How are we doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Cold.
Yeah. It's not bad in here.
No, well, you know what's wild is I did it to myself. I have a space heater in my office, and it's like 400 degrees in there, so I stepped out to go to the studio and went, oh my God, this is unbearable.
Right.
I can't believe we're working in these conditions.
Shout out to everybody who's working out in the cold right now. You guys are just the real deal.
Well,
So
I was talking to Jim Lewis, the Godfrey Streets director, on Friday, and just talking about, man, being in that truck even for 4 or 5 hours is brutal, too.
You can't wear all the clothes.
Right.
You can't.
Like Ralphie's brother,
yeah,
you know?
Exactly. Yeah, you can't. Not operate the truck and drop the salt and all that. I mean, you can't wear all the clothes, so you're gonna freeze.
Well, what I thought was cool too, Mike, is and I'm not going to put him on blast, but the other day I was driving down Broadway to pick up a vape because I need to quit nicotine.
Sure.
And there was somebody out talking to a few of the less fortunate that were homeless and saying, hey, here's what's open today. And I thought that's really cool because some do have ways to communicate online, but I thought it was great that there were folks on the ground saying, hey, here's some places that are open, let's get warm. And we have a bunch of cool spots like that around town to make sure people are safe.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
And I don't think the city's trying to, there's other cities that will hit them up with charging them a fine for operating a hotel.
$750. Get out of here.
A day.
Yeah.
A day.
I don't think that's going to turn out too well. I just don't see it. No. But you know what? Keep up the good work. And getting back just to last week at Alton Main Street's appreciation party, man, that was fun.
That was something. That was a surprise to me.
Really?
So it was all kept secret from me.
No kidding.
Yeah, because I wouldn't have allowed it.
Not funny. I was thinking about that while they were talking about the awards you were bestowed upon, and I thought, There's no way Mike takes any type of award, and that's just not you.
No, and it was for recognition for developing 100 West 3rd, right? So the first floor. There's still 2 more floors that are beyond pretty at all. Not even started. So, and you got guys in town that are developing multi-million dollar projects. You got guys developing, at a faster rate than I am, and it just definitely didn't feel deserving at all. I mean, it was a ton of work. It was a ton of work by, I had so many friends helping out too, and of course Emily was just a rock star in the whole thing.
Right.
So her and I, so funny story, we had 135 12-foot sheets of drywall dropped off. So they wouldn't take it in because it was COVID, right?
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, just COVID.
So you can't take it in there. Might be COVID.
Oh my God.
So the stack is taller than us, obviously, and so her and I moved. So we kept them in double stacks, which is 140 pounds for a double stack.
Yeah.
And Emily and I carried all of it in. We stopped midway, went to Sammy's, got a sandwich to get some more fuel, and then she goes, "Is anybody going to steal it?" And I'm like, "I hope they do. I don't want to move it in anymore."
You know what? If they take it, hats off to them.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we moved it in two at a time in that building, and if anything, that whole building, and it's. As much as I do love this town, and I absolutely try to put on all the time for this town, but it was really, it was for Mom, and it was that was the big thing, and it was, after Mom, it becomes Emily's, and so, it was this whole thing between the 3 of us. So it really wasn't. It's nice because I like to see that Mom and Emily's work got recognized as well, but as the building owner, it's just far from done, and it's like I have to cover the windows in the next couple of weeks. Because I got hit by the city and First Ward and everybody else who's crabbing that those windows have been there for 20 years, and now it's my responsibility, but whatever.
Well, it's election season in 2025, Mike. We're already there. We're a year away from consolidated elections too.
They better stop picking on me. So, but anyway.
Yeah. Well, and getting back to the building too, because I feel like in a lot of ways, if I was in your shoes, that I got all this to fix, and even though the first work, because it does look beautiful on that base level.
Sure.
When you go up different stairs, it's almost like a different world hits you,
Oh, yeah.
Is that what frustrates you, too, whenever you go up there, you see how nice it is on the ground floor, and they're like, damn, I got 2 more floors to go.
So, the first floor is for Mom, and I'm going to tell you that, I don't make a dime
that
on
is
her.
so cool.
Yeah, I don't make any money on it. Like, she pays the taxes and the insurance on the building, and then, so reno, the building costs, everything else is still on me.
Yep.
And so, getting to the 2nd and 3rd floor, the verbal bid I got on those windows to replace was $70,000.
A piece?
No.
Oh, total. Okay, thank God.
Yeah,
okay, but still, that's 70 grand.
Yeah, 70 grand, and that's I'm just a smidge shy of that, like 70,000 shy of 70,000. But it's one of those things that I don't, so it's like I don't even like to look at the building because it's just. It doesn't represent the first floor does. You walk in the first floor, it's beautiful. Everybody's really happy. We're still working out bugs with the first floor. So the next day after that awards banquet, and it's like, you did a great job. And I'm like, oh, this place is falling apart already. So I'm already on the first floor working on stuff, but it's old building stuff. This is just what we do down here. So and throughout the town, all the houses are old. So
people would be surprised at how much maintenance goes into pretty much every one of these downtown buildings.
Oh, it's constant. And it's like I'm going to tell you a funny story. We got the building done May of 22. We got Mom in May 22, and every other day I'd get a phone call. Hey, this isn't working, or hey, this needs done, or hey. And then I was like, I just want 1 week. And then I get a week, and then I get a phone call. And then I'm like, just give me a month. And then finally we got a lot of the little bugs worked out. And then it's like, and I didn't hear anything for all of last summer, and then I think we had a couple of things this winter, furnace wouldn't light and stuff like that. So anyway, it's just one of those things where whenever I get a phone call about it, and I'm like, oh, here we go again, because it's never just one thing.
No.
It comes in threes just like everything else, right?
Yeah.
So it's so today I got to go, and the furnace obviously isn't going to keep up with the room full of windows.
No.
So I got to go over there to turn on some space heaters about 3-4 o'clock, so that way, that class is warm.
Right.
It's at least bearable. So yeah, it's the building was absolutely nightmare to do. You know, like I was physically just broken, mentally broken, the whole works. You know,
I bet.
But you know, it's just watching her smile, seeing the things that she gets to do there, you know, that's it. Like I said,
invaluable.
I'll do it a million times over.
Well, and that's one thing, because I think a lot of times in the public, you know, and I'm not picking on them, but sometimes when they see, you know, all this money or something's getting put into a building, it's, you know, well, they don't understand really how much work all these buildings need, because they go, well, why don't you just buy this building and just throw something in there?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's a great idea if we could do it.
Sure.
You know, we just got to make sure we can live in it first or work in it first.
Yeah, so I mean, that building alone was literally falling in on itself.
I bet.
So we that actually took the whole budget that I planned for reno.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but it was also COVID, so everything was double, triple, quadruple what it should have been.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just supporting the building took that budget, and then. So then after that, it was just hats already off. So let's just go ahead and go.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah. So, you know, it's like, why we're not going to stop and then turn around, and, you know, we can't stop at that point. So, yeah, there was no plumbing down there. Now it's got 2 bathrooms. There was it was missing a lot of the floor in the back because of the roof leak so bad.
Yeah.
So before we could start construction, we had to fix the roof. We had to support the building, then fix the roof. So, like, it was just to like, we weren't even to that drywall. You know, like,
I was ready to say, I don't know.
we're not even to the drywall yet. So we had amazing people helping along the way, and there's nothing I could have done without them.
Are you planning on doing Airbnbs on the second floor? I know that was mentioned. I wanted to ask you a little bit more about that.
You know, all I'm trying to do is find out, like, the 7 numbers,
right?
Something to do with the lottery or Powerball or something. And then, but yeah, no, I would love to get that done. You know, or sell it to someone who could develop into Airbnbs. So I just want the building to, you know, be a peaceful place. Airbnbs above a yoga studio are fantastic. You know, I can't put a business on the second floor.
Yeah.
You know, so I think, like, just temporary housing, and I think downtown Alton could really benefit a lot from overnight stays.
I do
too. You know, I don't think there's enough of them. So,
well, and I was kind of in a debate about this because I said it on the show, and they go, oh, well, you don't want to turn in St. Louis. We don't have the numbers for that to happen. I mean, they go, you get a few parties, but, you know, be honest with you, we don't have 300,000 people floating in the city. I mean, that's an easily manageable number if you have 40 guests for a weekend, you know? So I think that sometimes people see what happens over there and they think it translates, and it does not.
No, and it doesn't. And what we need housing for is we have a lot of people that come in town for that, not just work, but just for the weekend, for scenery and for weddings. And, you know, a lot of people from St. Louis love coming here because it is the slower side. Yep. You know, it is the more peaceful side. So, and you know, they stay overnight. They stay in Grafton. Why? Because they have a bunch of guest houses. So why don't we have a bunch of spots to stay here? So,
and we have the nightlife for it. You know, I mean, I really believe that. And we have some great spots where you can. It's a lot better for a guest to go, well, I can actually stay out and enjoy the night. I don't have to worry about calling my Uber at 9:30 to get back to St. Louis or wherever you got to go.
Right.
You can just walk, 100 feet and get upstairs.
Absolutely. So, yeah, and we just don't have that offered down here. No. And it'd be nice to get that eventually done.
I agree completely. Right. You got a moment to stick around?
Oh, yeah, I'm good.
Awesome. 9:43, let me pay a bill. Mike Weller continues with me in studio right after this on this very brutally cold Monday morning in downtown Alton.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. prices you can trust, and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank. The local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Riverbender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
It's gonna be a long, long time. Touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh, no, no, no.
Microphone was off because I would be out of a job today. 9:46, welcome back. Oh, Mike. Getting back just to everything at work, and I know that you have rolling events and all that to bring people in, but I like the fact that you do the St. Louis scene too, and you have those cigar meetups. And didn't you have one in November or October that was, you had the St. Louis guys coming in, and you guys had an evening over here at the cigar shop?
Yeah, so we there's a couple different cigar groups, and mostly on Facebook, and so a lot of them will just rotate around to different cigar shops, and so when it's our turn, we just try to put on for them and really, I walk them around downtown before it gets super busy. I show them the different places to hang out because they're open later than we are, so it's fun to show off the town to the tourists. We get roughly, I'd say on a conservative note, we have 100 tourists every month that come in just to get cigars.
Wow.
So yes, they're coming to. So I mean, there's people that are visiting town that come and get cigars, but we have 100 that come just for cigars. So from an hour and a half away. So what we accidentally did, I guess, was build a destination business.
Yeah.
But we couldn't have done that without having the rest of downtown Alton.
Yep.
So
I agree.
that's why it's so neat and so easy to market to 2 hours away. Like we create, if we had stays, it'd be even easier because now you can just stay here overnight.
Right.
But
and honestly, Mike, I was telling whenever I was over at KTRS, we would talk about it all the time because they, talk about some new event like a crawl or some type of Main Street-esque organization started. I'm like, well, Alton's already got this. Alton's already got this. And I think there's a weird disconnect with that waterway sometimes where we think we're on this weird island disconnected from St. Louis, but I think we could be a very vibrant part, and we already are, and it shows with what the 100 a month shows, and it also shows with all the people at Fast Eddie's coming into Max and Cat Daddy's and all these great spots to shop on Broadway. It shows every weekend.
Right. No, and if you drive up and down Broadway when it's not zero.
Yeah, that's true, if your car will start.
Right, yeah, if your car will start and you can drive down Broadway, you could see that, like, it's really neat that during the daytime, Broadway, like East Broadway, is just busy. There's just everywhere's busy. And then in the evening, when those guys shut down, downtown's busy.
You're right.
And it's really neat that people can enjoy themselves shopping and eating and drinking and just enjoying life really on one corridor, from East Broadway to downtown. It's really awesome.
I think the camaraderie that the business owners have with each other goes a long way, too. And I always say that because, if you have a bunch of people that don't talk to each other, you can't get anything done because you're all going to work on different things without realizing it. And that's why I think it's great to have Main Street and all these great groups that really come in and bring everyone together and have, morale-boosting events, but also informative meetings to make sure we're all on the same page. And I think it shows, too, just seeing you walking down, Broadway or 3rd Street with, maybe a Caleb Lewis or somebody else that you're walking with. And it's cool to see that networking of, business owners where it's just a nice walk down the neighborhood, but you're still growing together.
And what's funny is we probably get more work done in that 5-minute walk than we do the rest of the day. Like it's amazing when you can sit outside like Luciana's, have coffee, and then meet up with somebody who just walks by, sits down, and they're another business owner. They got 10 minutes, and it's like the most productive or uplifting 10 minutes that you're going to have that
You know what's
day.
funny? I told Hartman that over in St. Louis once, and I got in trouble by the boss at the radio station because he goes, how do you get things done over there? I go, by not being in your office all day. That's it. I go, if you're a part of the community, you'll get a lot of work done.
Yeah.
It's just being a part of it.
Yeah, and that's I stopped by the coffee house.
Yeah.
I stopped by, and it's one of those things that we wouldn't be as busy as we were, or as busy as we are, if it wasn't for every local business person saying, AP Cigar.
Right.
So it's I'm thankful for everyone that says our name.
Absolutely.
And it's nice being the only game in town, so you don't have to choose sides. So that part's kind of cool.
Right.
But it's definitely you still didn't have to say my name. So it's nice if somebody mentions cigars, they say AP Cigar, or they say, go talk to Mike.
Yeah.
So it's really it's a true blessing to be in a small enough town that works like that.
I honestly wanted to throw this out too. I guess now is the proper time since we're already into this interview. I did not know Vicky was your mom at all. Whenever I had Riverbend Yoga on, never once made the connect because I never ask questions. I just think let's talk about cool stuff.
You don't ask the 23andMe before they come on. You should ask.
I have an extractor. They don't know it.
Yeah, we need a family tree before we come in. Yeah, no.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. But one last Main Street anecdote: Roger Lewis and Caleb Lewis with Main Street are the only reasons I have a show here.
Oh, really?
And no one really knows that. I thought I put it in an article, but didn't. But I'll say it here. I met with them at Post Comments. I was tired of getting paid $11 an hour running the boards and producing 4 shows.
Right.
And they gave me the idea. They go, let's do it. That was
Very
it.
cool.
So I think it's cool that Main Street's, encompassing mission and just people like Caleb and yourself, really elevate in different ways that nobody ever hears about too.
Alton Main Street does so much that nobody even so I sit on the board and I go to as many board meetings as I can, and I'm going to tell you these the director Sarah just works way harder than anybody else does.
Yeah, she does.
And so our job is to take a little bit off her plate to help out, and it's like that doesn't seem like enough. It's like we need to I need to do more for sure, just to kind of help with promoting more events and cool stuff. So
well, and I think it's cool that you guys have a way where when you see a Sarah or anyone else on the board doing something that's putting in a lot of work, it's like, well, let's check myself for a second. Am I doing the work? Well, now let's raise it up a little bit, and you all keep raising each other up by just higher standards.
Right.
I got to ask you about cigars because I got a couple of minutes left.
Sure.
On a cold day like this, what are you smoking?
Nothing.
No way. For
Outside?
Real? No, inside.
Oh,
Yeah,
inside. You're lucky I showed up,
You
man.
should have seen me in my Pall Mall and my smoker's robe this morning.
No, it's terrible. Nobody should be smoking outside.
But if you're in the lounge,
if you're in the lounge, so what's funny is I was just kind of looking at what we're selling. Just to see if the trends change because it is getting colder, and it kind of goes with normally what I do. I go with the darker cigar. It's almost like beer. So
that's what I was getting ready to say.
Yeah, it's kind of like beer. So I've noticed the Maduros is the darker wrapper leaf. The Maduros are selling a little bit more now. So the cold snap hit us already. So
that's really cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to watch and nerd out on some of the stats like that.
Well, that's what I was thinking about the other day because I was telling Mike upstairs. I said, "Well, Mike Weller's coming on today, and I'm going to ask him a little bit about cigars." And we were talking. I bet it's like beer, where if it gets colder, you want something heavier.
Right.
But if it's warmer outside and you're doing something like golf, you want a lighter smoke.
Oh yeah. So that's typical. I mean, there's always exceptions to the rule, but yeah, it's kind of fun watching. I was just looking at numbers probably yesterday, and just watching the Maduros, just start to tick up a little bit more across the board. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Got time to tell you a couple of events coming up?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about.
Awesome. So first quarter is our worst quarter. Why? Because it's 0 degrees.
Good library.
Yeah, nobody's golfing or barbecuing or having bonfires or really leaving the house as they should. And so to celebrate the end of, as we get closer to the end of first quarter, the last day of January, February, and March, we're going to have just like a little get-together at the cigar shop. We're going to go out and buy local business gift cards. And then so we're going to give away 3. So you don't have to be present to win. But we're going to draw for 3 local business gift cards. We're going to draw for 2 like cigar swag, cutters, lighters, stuff like that. And then we'll have a grand prize of one of these giant, huge, multi-$1,000 humidors. So we're giving away about 10 to 20, probably close to $18,000 worth of merchandise altogether in the next three in the next 3 months, right? So to get a ticket, you come in, you buy a cigar, and then you're entered into the drawing. So we'll draw all those tickets in February or in January, pardon me. So the last day at 5 o'clock of every month, January, February, March, and then pardon me, and then. We're going to do a lot of door prizes, so other gift certificates, stuff like that. So if you're free to come down around 5 o'clock, we'll start the drawings at 5 on the last day of each month. We try to, we're giving back to those businesses I said earlier that mention our names so much. So we're going to go around and give them our money that we made over the summer, because we're not making any now. We're going to go give them our money, you know, and support them whenever, because their support, which was just mentioning us or talking about us or commenting or sharing or any of those things that don't cost a thing, now are going to earn you something. I'm going to come spend some money with you. I'm going to buy some gift certificates. I'm going to buy gift cards. And I want to also advertise and showcase these people that have been showing us love.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we want to give back to the local businesses that have been supporting us. And then we're going to give away some cigar swag that we accumulated over the year, or, you know, for this last year.
Right.
And then we have like 3 really nice humidors we're going to give away too. So
that's talk about a hell of a way to end an interview, Mike.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the details. So 5 p.m. you have to if you want to hang out.
Yeah, if you want a chance at door prizes. So you know what, like SHB last year, Secondhand Barrels, they did some cool stuff for the door prizes and stuff like that. And I'm sure they'll be on this for this year too. They're just rocking and rolling busy too.
Yeah,
so
they are.
They always are. They're fantastic. So I'm going to get with SHB. We do have some of their smalls still in stock after Christmas, not a lot, and we still got some barrel heads and stuff like that. So, but yeah, so 5 p.m. on the last day of the next 3 months, so January, February, March, and then hopefully in April it's warm and we're golfing and we're barbecuing and we're motorcycle riding and we're doing all these things. You know, I don't like being in 4 wheels.
No,
I don't like cold. I'd like to be on 1 or 2. You know,
no kidding.
Everything, the truck barely started, and it's got 4 wheels. So.
Well, I want to see who's gonna. We got to do a 1-reel race between you and Hendrick upstairs. Because
I'll get him.
You think so?
Yeah.
Now that would be fun. A 1-wheel for charity race.
Yeah, I like it.
We'll do a race around the amphitheater.
I feel like that we should do like 1 wheel for our medical, like for our own medical bills. Yeah. So when we wreck, we're gonna need like just have EMS there, so that way we get right away care whenever we fall and break a hip.
This message powered by Survival Flight. Mike, I think this is cool, and especially this. I mean, you aren't giving. I think it's great that you're doing the business gift cards, because a lot of businesses talk about supporting people on social media, but to actually do the action is what drives it home.
Not one of these people had to say our name.
Right.
And the fact that they do, the fact that they share and they comment and all these things, it doesn't go unrecognized.
No.
And I might not be able to like respond to each one and say thank you for sharing, but this is my way of saying thank you for sharing. Right. I mean, we could not do none of us can do any of this without sharing.
No, and that's what I think is such a huge message too, Mike, is you'll never achieve as an individual. You just won't. No. Now, unless you have $1 billion out there, but even then you'll find a way to mess it up. As a team, you'll strive and you'll achieve more together.
If you had $1 billion and you're doing it on your own, you're still really lonely.
Yeah, that's that's very true.
And this is our thing. Like I don't feel alone in this town.
No,
like everybody, we sit around, like we have our good stories and our bad stories, and sometimes we just light a cigar and vent.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to get it all out.
Well, that's why I think it's so special, because like you said, go anywhere for lunch on the left side of Broadway, and just enjoy it. And you'll stop in and you'll be talking to so many people. It's not because and someone asked me like earlier today, man, everyone knows you. I go, everyone knows everybody and all.
Yeah.
That's what's fun about this is you can go out to Max on a Thursday night and see, everyone there maybe just talking BS, and you're still talking about things to make the town better.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what's cool.
Yeah, and it's I don't know. It's just it's such a great size of a community. It's not too big. It's not too small. It's absolutely a blast.
Absolutely. So. And Mike, I'm looking forward to this. If you have the opportunity on the last Friday of January,
the last day.
Oh, so damn it. The last day of January, February, and March. So that would be January 31st, February 29th, and March 31st as well. 30 days has September, April, June, and November. So March has 31.
Last day of the month, 5 p.m. We'll have some treats. We'll have like some snacks. We'll have somebody that will bring some stuff down. So.
And somebody has the chance to win a humidor and some awesome prizes.
Yeah, and you don't have to be present to win, but on the big stuff. But if you want to check out some door prizes, hang out, and see what food we have, we had a big event with the cigar roller. I text Mac and Robbie, and they sent. I'm like, yeah, so just 3 large things. Large to them is this big. We had so much food. They were so fantastic in catering for us.
That's awesome.
Sweet Little Things does a great job for us
Yeah,
out.
they do.
Yeah, so they did a good job, but always catering our stuff and dropping stuff off too. We did. That was Christmas Day. We just opened up for people that wanted to get out. We had a chili bar, so you can do chili cheese dogs. You could have done chili cheese nachos. So, and the food was free. This is business helping business.
Yep.
So it's like we didn't have to. They covered the food. So that way, there was just a fun place to go. Christmas night, we opened at 5. You can go down there after the family stuff, have a cigar, crack that bottle of bourbon open you got.
And forget about the mother-in-law for a little bit.
Just for a smidge. Forget about the stress of Christmas and eat a chili dog or something, So it was a good time, So we try to do those community events. They don't net us a lot of money, but it's not about that. It's just about providing a space that's just fun to kind of get away if you enjoy cigars.
Absolutely. Mike, thank you so much for your time today. Always enjoyed talking with you, too. It's 10 o'clock on the dot, but before I take a quick break, Alton Little Theater is celebrating their 90th season of being right here in Alton, and they are the longest running theater in the state of Illinois, 3rd oldest in the country. I didn't even know that.
I didn't either.
And they're celebrating all year long, and especially with this Actor Studio series where Michael Madden wrote Red Jasper. He's going to be joining us on Thursday with Lee Cox, and they're going to talk about this performance. But this is cool, where it's almost repertory style, and it's for amateur performers and veterans if they like. But they come together, they do these one-act plays. And man, they're really powerful. They just did 2 rooms last week. This week's Red Jasper, and I'm making my damn acting debut in Elephant's Graveyard on January 26th. We'll see what happens, and you got to get tickets at altonlittletheater.org. That's altonlittletheater.org. Top of the hour news next. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trunked. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Give me one reason to steer, and I'll turn right back around.
Oh, welcome back, 10:05. A little bit of change on this very, very cold Monday morning in downtown Alton. Top of the hour news. Make sure you sign up for your daily email update where you can join myself, 70,000 people in the know each and every day of the work week at 7:30 and on Saturdays with Around the Riverbend. We'll take you right to Edwardsville first. This is the press release from the city of Edwardsville in regards to the overnight warming location being cited $750 for launching its operation during the Arctic blast. And here's their statement. The city is asking organizers of an overnight warming location in Edwardsville to apply for a special use permit to operate as a means of ensuring the safety of all involved. City officials have been communicating for months with the organizers of an overnight warming location at 534 St. Louis Street to help them navigate zoning processes that would apply to many property uses in that zoning district, including an overnight warming facility. City officials have made ongoing attempts since October to provide guidance on the applicable requirements and even hosted a meeting in early December, between the overnight warming center organizers and concerned residents in the hopes of furthering understanding and communication. The city is not asking anything of the overnight warming location organizers that would not be required for any property use that falls outside of Edwardsville's zoning guidelines. It is the city's stance that a special use permit is necessary for the overnight warming location to continue operating at 534 St. Louis Street, which is within the MU1 downtown mixed-use zoning district. A special use permit would be applicable for any hotel, overnight warming location, adult or child daycare facilities, or other such uses that are not specifically included in the zoning district, and helps to ensure appropriate life safety measures and operations are in place. The special use permit request entails a public hearing before the Zoning Board of Appeals where the organizers could detail their plans and members of the public could comment. The Zoning Board of Appeals would issue a recommendation that then would be subject to the City Council approval. On October 26, city officials shared this guidance with the overnight warming location organizers. On that date, City Administrator Kevin Head and other city representatives attended a Glen Ed Ministerial Alliance meeting to gain a better understanding of the overnight warming location plans. The city provided the special use permit application, the timeline for submission to enable to be heard as quickly as possible. The city administrator also offered to waive the application fee if it was submitted prior to the 13th of November deadline to be addressed at a subsequent Zoning Board of Appeals meeting. Now, despite the city's repeated efforts to work with the operators, the city has yet to receive a special use permit application. The citation was first sent to First Baptist Church on December the 19th. and came after the second activation of the overnight warming location and in the absence of that special use permit. The overnight warming location organizers did notify the city in writing just in the past few days on Thursday, the 11th of January, that they do not plan to apply for a special use permit. The city has a long history of supporting for social service efforts and organizations that benefit the Edwardsville community and would welcome additional initiatives. City officials encourage the overnight warming location to work with the city as a way to ensure safe, appropriate operation of the facility. Any fines that could be incurred as a result of continued unauthorized operation are at the discretion of the municipal court, which presides over the hearings that involve the city. During this period of extremely low temperatures, the city will also open the lobby of the Public Safety Building at 333 South Main Street for those who need overnight shelter from the cold. Once again, that is not RiverBender.com's stance on it. All we are doing is informing you on the city of Edwardsville's official statement in regards to the citation issued to the Edwardsville overnight warming location, otherwise known as AL. At Godfrey, students new to Lewis and Clark Community College for the spring 2024 semester are welcome to campus Thursday for a new student orientation. About 100 new Trailblazers attended the event, where they were able to explore some of the many clubs and services available to them and speak with academic and financial aid supervisors. Pictured in the RiverBender.com press release is student ambassador Ben Thompson and volunteer Anthony Losh. Both help new students find their classrooms and navigate their way around campus. Spring classes begin on the 16th of January, which is tomorrow. Happy spring semester to all the Blazers out there, and for all the teachers, including my dad, welcome back to reality. For more information on the programs available at Lewis and Clark, contact the Enrollment Center 618-468-2222 or email enroll@lc.edu. Also in the news, Sydney Sinks reporting out of Alton that Soul Sanctuary will host their first silent book club event for introverts and others who want company while reading. This is cool. From 6 to 8 p.m. tomorrow, Tuesday, January the 16th, the people can come to Soul Sanctuary at the Milton Schoolhouse, read and chat if they want. Stella Webb, the owner of Soul Sanctuary, explained that the free event aims to provide companionship and encourage leisurely reading. Here's a quote. "This is a whole new approach to book club," Webb said. "It's just more about camaraderie. More about just being around people. There's no pressure to read the same book and have it ready by the same time." Amen. Silent book clubs are gaining popularity around the world. The groups meet regularly and attendees read their own books at their own pace in silence for an hour. Socialization is optional after the quiet reading hour is done. As a minister and spiritual practitioner through Soul Sanctuary, Webb said she has worked with a lot of people who feel increasingly isolated, especially in the aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic. I can agree on that. She hopes the Silent Book Club will help mitigate those feelings, providing easy company to attendees. You can read more about Silent Book Club on the Silent Book Club website. If the January 16th event goes well, Webb will look to becoming an official Silent Book Club chapter and having monthly club events. Everyone is invited to this free event. There are already over 100 people who have expressed interest in the Soul Sanctuary Silent Book Club Facebook event. Grab your coffee or your tea, bring your book, and bring a blanket if you want to get cozy and just sit and read your book for a while. And instead of doing it at home by yourself, come do it when other people are around. Stella Webb added, "The hope is here to give people a place to come." Dalton Brown reporting out of Granite City. Over the span of just 4 days, 2 different individuals were both charged with retail theft from the same Walmart located at 379 Pontoon Road in Granite City. My apologies, according to Madison County felony court filings. Christine E. Weldon, 56 of Granite City, was charged with retail theft under $300. Court documents state Weldon stole clothing items from a total value not in excess of $300 on December the 18th. Weldon had previously been convicted of forgery on September the 12th, 2016 in Madison County. In this most recent case, she was charged with a Class 4 felony. Court documents indicate she was released upon her signature of a conditions of pretrial release order. 4 days earlier, Jemiah L. Sullivan, 24, of O'Fallon, was charged with retail theft from the same Walmart. Court documents allege Sullivan stole toys and household goods with a total value greater than $300. Sullivan was charged with a Class 3 felony and has been released upon the signature of his conditions of pretrial release order. Also in the news out of Granite City, Dalton Brown reporting that a Granite City man previously convicted of a felony has been charged with unlawful possession of a weapon according to recent court documents. Christopher Landreth Jr. was charged with 1 count of unlawful possession of a weapon by a felon on December the 8th. According to documents, the felony Landreth has previously been convicted of was unlawful possession of methamphetamine, which he committed in 2019. Court documents also specify that the weapon in this case, a RG-22 revolver. Landreth was charged with a Class 3 felony, and court documents indicate he was released upon his signature of conditions of pretrial release order. Please note that all subjects innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Let's take a look at the weather. It's warming up out there. -2, up from -4 in the 9 o'clock. Some sun today, then increasingly cloudy and bitterly cold. In all seriousness, if you do not need to be outside, stay inside. A couple of afternoon flurries, bitter cold. Be sure to wear layers. That's the note from our weather desk. A wind chill advisory was issued at 3 a.m. this morning, and it will last until tomorrow at 12 noon by the National Weather Service of St. Louis. Very cold wind chills and chills as low as 20 below zero in portions of south central, southwest Illinois, and east central Missouri. Until noon Central Time tomorrow is when this advisory will be lifted. Impacts: the dangerously cold wind chills could cause frostbite on exposed skin in as little as 30 minutes. Tonight, a couple of evening flurries, otherwise mostly cold and frigid. Bitter cold. Be sure to wear layers. That's the note from the weather desk. Coming up today, temperatures are expected to reach 10 degrees today, but we'll see. Not looking promising. Tonight, temperatures will drop down to 0 degrees as we head into Tuesday. On Tuesday, a high of 13, a low of 9. On Wednesday, the 17th, we are going to warm up. It will be 36 degrees on Wednesday, a low of 24. No rain in the forecast. On Thursday, a 65% chance of snow, but that number keeps dropping. We'll see if we get anything by Wednesday. On Thursday, they're calling for 32 degrees for the high and 8 degrees for the low as we head into Friday, the 19th of January, where we can expect 12 degrees for the high and 2 degrees for the low as we start our weekend on Friday. But right now, as it sits, it's -2. It feels like -1 for time and temperature throughout the day. Give this phone number a ring, 618-465-4545, this time powered by Tom Lane. He's your local State Farm agent. Hey, before we take a quick break, we've had Ed Wheatley on the show before, and I think Ed is one of the most knowledgeable men especially in sports writing. He wrote some great books. He was a part of that PBS Wrestling at the Chase documentary. Wonderful, wonderful man. And Hainer Library, my voice is cracking. This is not a good sign for the next hour, is going to revisit St. Louis sports memories with award-winning author and sports historian Ed Wheatley at Alton Square Mall, Hainer Library location. St. Louis, the best sports town in America, on the stage at Alton Square Mall at the Hainer Library Performance Room, Tuesday, January the 16th at 6:30 p.m. How do you register? Great question. Let me answer it for you. 1-800-613-3163. That's 1-800-613-3163. This is going to be fun. Ed is so knowledgeable. There's so much information in this book. I've read it once. We've talked to him about this book before. I'm going to try to play that tomorrow because I know I've interviewed Ed about this book. He'll fill us in on this, but on top of that, the 16th is for the St. Louis sports fans, and on the 19th, it's for all of you ready for a retreat this winter. The winter reading retreat will be at 6 p.m. January the 19th at the Alton Square Mall location of Hainer Library. Sip hot cocoa, decorate a sugar cookie, chat about books, and maybe even read one too. This is the winter reading retreat at Hainer Library at Alton Square Mall. You can stay up to date with all, and I mean literally all of Hainer Library's events by going to RiverBender.com/events, or for more information on how to register, 1-800-613-3163 and HainerLibrary.org. That's HainerLibrary.org. A quick break. We'll come back and we will, talk a little bit about some news happening. We'll talk to Luis and we'll see what other trouble I can cause on this very warm Monday morning.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Mungan Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows their customers and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Mungan Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Mungan Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Sitting in the sun, I'm sure it'll hit me when I walk through that door tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna miss her. Oh, looky there.
Welcome back.
I've got a bite.
I ain't got a bite, but I got some information for all of you at 1022. You know, this 15th day of January is Dr. Martin Luther King Day. But I also wanted to fill you in. It's also Wikipedia Day, okay? So Wikipedia is being observed today. It's observed annually on January the 15th. You can use hashtag Wikipedia Day or hashtag wrong information for more ways to celebrate. But I figured let's break this down because Wikipedia is the worst, okay? I have no idea how many of you went to get your doctorate from Wikipedia, but it shows on a lot of Facebook posts that I see. This is great. So I decided to go and reach out to our friends at Complex, and we found 50 of the craziest lies in Wikipedia history. So there's some that we can't say because, quite frankly, they are not appropriate, but I can go through a few of them. So the first one we'll talk about is from the year 2006, and this was on the compromised page of David Beckham. When people mess up a Wikipedia page, it's usually a slight error or an attention-grabbing stunt. Well, this one falls right in the middle. Pro footballer, soccer player, David Beckham, was puzzled when he checked his page in 2007 and learned that someone wrote he was not a successful British midfielder, but instead a Chinese goalkeeper in the 18th century. Maybe another David Beckham. Oh, let's see. There's nothing worse than having to explain to friends and family that you're not dead. And that's what British TV host Vernon Kay had to do after hackers took hold of his Wikipedia page and wrote that the former model drowned in a tragic yachting accident in Greece. The hack even went as far as to include details about his funeral. Oh, man. All right, in 2011, well, I'm not the biggest fans of the Black Eyed Peas, but we didn't think their halftime performance of the 2011 Super Bowl was too bad. I mean, it was awful, but it could have been worse. The stage was cool and the, dancers were fun, but a lot of people out there thought the performance was, quote, of inferior quality to a high school talent show, and that's what somebody wrote in their Wikipedia page about that halftime performance. Oh, my goodness. In 2010, the most subtle edits are the most confounding. Whoever decided to amend the award-winning actor's page, Gary Oldman, decided to only make a slight change in the form of an additional sentence proclaiming that the dude who played Commissioner Gordon in Batman Begins: The Dark Knight was actually a giraffe. Some people just get bored, I guess. Let's see. Also on the worst Wikipedia blunders, Bernie Madoff. In 2009, well, we wouldn't be surprised if one of Madoff's 4,800 former clients decided to spruce up the Wikipedia entry with a little truth. Before Bernie was sentenced to 150 years for running the largest Ponzi scheme in history, someone said what all of us were thinking of. And that was the fact that they actually put in Wikipedia before he was convicted that this guy was a sleazeball. Quite fascinating. Oh, goodness. Let's see. Daniel Tosh in 2010, like Stephen Colbert, Daniel Tosh, stand-up comedian and host of the Comedy Central sketch show Tosh.0, dared fans to go on Wikipedia and deface a Wikipedia page. My eyeball's twitching. Unlike Colbert, however, Tosh told his fans to mess up the page of his show, and they did it. It got so crazy that Wikipedia locked the page before the end of the episode. Just what did fans write? A lot of very dirty things that I can't really repeat, but it did happen in 2010. So remember parkour, like the most ridiculously annoying thing in the world? There was nothing worse. We would sit there and we would, be doing PE or something in high school, and soccer didn't have sports PE at the time, so I had to actually do regular PE. Oh my goodness, these kids were jumping all around and just acting like goofballs. Well, the commercials that show people jumping off of buildings and staircases or leaping onto walls, it's called parkour. And according to Wikipedia, it's a training method developed by a Frenchman named David Bell. It looked to be an intensive workout, one that will sharpen the senses and tone muscles you'll never know you would need to use. Oh my God, I should have read that. So we thought. According to one contributor, parkour is the physical practice of being the absolute S word in both urban and rural settings. There you go. Let's see that they put that one in 2010. Let's see. The Village of Denshaw. Okay. In 2008, we'll do two more. Chances are you've never heard of the Village of Denshaw, a quiet community located northeast of Manchester, England. However, if you read the Wikipedia page back in 2008, you would have gotten the wrong picture of that little quaint town. Hackers modified the village pages to say that it was home of an obese popular of sun-starved, sheep-hurling yokels with a brothel for a pub and a lingering tapeworm infection. The hackers didn't stop there. The wiki page also said the only reason people go to Denshaw is for the competitive sports held in the village, including rock rolling, cow shooting, and sheep hurling. But they continued. Many tourists no longer many tourists no longer visit due to a disease epidemic. I'm not going to tell you the disease that broke out in 1998, and it sounds like somebody just had a very bad experience in the town of Denshaw. All right, one last one. 2007, the iPod Touch has been a bestseller with over 60 million units sold. Given that stat, it's hard to believe that when it first hit the scene, people slightly disappointed in what they was considered an iPhone Lite. I call it a diet iPhone, excuse you. If you need any proof that people weren't overly smitten, I love that. It reminds me of, It's Always Sunny. With Apple's touchscreen media player, well, they made their statements heard on Wikipedia and, well, told people that they were just awful. All right, one last one, 2006, love them or hate them. Bill Gates is one of the most important men in history. Unfortunately, more people tend to fall on the hate side of their statement. I heard you there. If you needed proof, all you had to do was check Gates' Wikipedia page. In 2006, you would have seen an image of Gates with the addition of a set of poorly drawn devil horns and more identifiable, infamous characteristics of his profile page. So there you go. It's Wikipedia Day. For more Wikipedia faux pas, just go on Wikipedia now because you'll find 40,000 errors in the matter of 30 seconds. 10:30, we'll take a break. Talk to Luis right after this.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Baby, I'm afraid of the way I leave you. Baby, I'm amazed at the way you help me sing my song. Right me when I'm wrong. Baby, I'm amazed at the way I breathe.
10:32. Welcome back. Luis is freezing his butt off at Busch Stadium. Good morning.
I'm not only freezing, but I'm also dancing to the bump music right there.
Thank you. That's a great song, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Thank you. I think my bumper music is very underrated. With that being said, you had a very busy weekend with winter warm-ups. This is exciting. The Cardinals season, I think the Cardinals season officially starts during winter warm-ups.
Yes, but also this winter warm-up. Let's not call it winter warm-up. It's just winter.
Yeah, good point.
Cardinals winter.
Good point.
There is no warm-up, again, in sight.
No. But positive note, Luis, it will be 36 on Wednesday, and then it will get cold on Friday again. So that'll feel like 90.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Let's open up the pools for Wednesday.
So this weekend, you've had a lot of opportunity to hear from, John Mozeliak and Ali Marmol and all these guys. And I like the idea of this winter warm-up when you kind of have this open format on these conversations. How do you feel about them?
I like them too because they say care. So I call it a car wash too because they just bring people into the media room here at Busch Stadium, and it's just informal, formal conversations. Obviously, most of them on the record.
Yeah.
But it's very good. And again, yeah, it's like all kidding aside, it is the actual unofficial start of the Cardinals season here for 2024. So baseball's around the corner. It's going to be 4 weeks till in 4 weeks they go to Jupiter.
Before we get into that, I wanted to talk with you about this new rule in baseball because I don't think very many people are talking about it. And we mentioned it over the weekend, and that was about the special assistant roles, what they mean. And from this new rule, is it the fact that Yadier Molina at technically any point could slap a Cardinals jersey on and go hang out in the dugout during a game?
Yes, he can. So the old rule was that any special advisor, former player role, they can slap a jersey on and just be around during pregame, warm-ups, whatever. But whenever the game starts, they have to be not only out of the dugout, but out of the clubhouse too. So they have to just go upstairs and watch the game or just go home. Mm-hmm. So this rule changes the game because now you can have a Gayadi in special advisory role, slapping on uniform, you said, and being there as in the dugout and helping out the staff.
Now, for the Angels, can they do the same with Pujols in his role? Because he has a different role.
He has a different role, and here's the thing, and that role is more like for like appearances whenever you want Pujols, like to go and cut ribbons somewhere or be part of a like Angels, kiss a baby, or Angels Day, or hey Albert, we want you to be here we're gonna retire this jersey number or whatever. Can you be here? And
Gotcha. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. So let's get back to winter warm-ups. What are some of the conversations that you've been able to be a part of? Can you fill us in on just some of the reaction? I know that there's been a lot of topics discussed, but what's the most prevalent on the Cardinals fan base and St. Louis media?
And it's just, it's very simple, but very effective too. It's just turning the page from 2023, but also learning what went wrong, right? And a lot of the words, even today, when we spoke to Ali Marmol, and a little bit that I heard with Daniel Descalso before you called me, was accountability not only on the players, but on the staff too, right? It's like, again, Ali said, I didn't do a good job last year. It's all on me. Now, instead of him saying, here's what we have done to improve the status not only of the team, but of the coaching staff. So again, that's why they got new people on there. That's why they got Daniel Descalso. That's why, again, Ali said something that should not shock anybody, but it should be true in every position in work too. He is surrounding himself with people that can replace him.
Yeah.
And I love that because not because there's a plan B, C, or D in place. No, it's because competition makes everybody better. And not only player-wise, but also coaching staff too. And having people that you can just bounce up ideas off. And people that can, like Yadi, and a little bit like Daniel Descalso, that they can give and take.
I got a question, and I'm not asking this facetiously. I'm asking it very seriously. Has one figure in the Cardinals owned up to the failure of last year, like a John was? I know you said Ali Marmol said I should have done a better job, but let's be real. If anyone thinks that all falls on this guy, it does not, because those decisions were made before he was even in a Cardinals, uniform. Has there been a moment of accountability in this winter warm-ups that's translated well for the fans and the media?
Yes, there has to be accountability, and not blunt like Ali, but there has to be accountability because even when, okay, here's what we did wrong, right? Okay, that's accountability because they realize there's a problem, right?
Yeah.
Whenever, again, John will say, like, reference him having to get a bench coach on the fly whenever Matt Holliday say, oh, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore before not starting, right? So that threw a wrench into the whole thing.
Did we ever figure out why he never showed up Was he in over his head? Or?
It's what's just again a little bit in over his head, got job, and also again it's like, oh wait, I also have family, man. My kid is in triple A. He's also engaged and whatever, so a lot of factors factor in. It wasn't like he didn't like, he likes Solly. He really likes Solly. He likes the way he goes about his business. But it was just a family decision at the end of the day for Matt Holliday. Again, boring answer, but that's the truthful answer.
Well, no, I think it's great, and it gives us a little bit more clarity, because I'm going to be honest with you, Luis. I thought he just couldn't stand Marmol and couldn't stand the way that it was structured and said, I'm not even starting this. I'm out. So it's good to know that, and I mean that. Getting back to just the conversations with have you heard a few of the players speak? Are they in town? And what's their kind of thought for this year?
So and here's the thing, Brendan Domino, and he spoke with us yesterday, and he's becoming a leader in the clubhouse before our very own eyes, and he started group texts. It's like, it's just, this year's going to be better. This is going to be better. Here's why, because we're going to be more accountability. We're going to be a family. Again, Ollie referenced to today that one of the things that happened last year, there was a lot of egos in the room, right?
Yep.
Unchecked egos. And that cannot fly in a successful business. That cannot fly. I don't care if it's baseball. I don't care if it's radio. If you got unchecked egos, then your product might suffer because you don't have accountability.
So
this season is all about accountability and being truthful with one another.
So let me jump in here real quick, and that's a great point. And I saw that when they did, because we've all been a part of the fun Cardinals dugout jokes and inside things and motivators is what I call them, with like the salsa and the salt grinder, shaker, and all this stuff. But last year, when they tried to force that burger phone in the dugout, you could tell that it was there like almost as like a prop, and it wasn't there because all the guys wanted it there. And just little things like that I noticed, where it wasn't like everyone was maybe MFing each other after the game, but it was just, you could tell it wasn't that tight, close-knit Cardinals team that it was for 20 years.
Yeah, and again, it's like, and all these stuff have to come organically, right?
Yep.
Again, the pepper grinder came organically 2 years ago. It was just, again, it's like, it's just, we're going to grind away. And because why is grind? Oh, they were grinding up bats away. They're grounding doubles. If you grind up bats,
right,
it will lead to good stuff in the MLB most of the time, right?
Right.
So it's like that. Again, yes, last year was a utterly mess in this building. But this year, and time will tell. I believe, you didn't ask me, but I believe this team will be better than last year. The question is, how much better?
Good. You know what? I think that's a great way to frame it. And, as of now, where are we at with Jordan Montgomery? I've heard that he's pretty much all but gone to somebody else.
Yeah, the Yankees are trying to pursue him. And the Cardinals already said, like, we're still not out of it, but if you read the tea leaves, it's okay. They might get another reliever or another, like, not premier, but just another starting pitcher. But again, Cardinals are still not done, but they're not in the Montgomery race.
Gotcha, and that's good to know. So as you try to stay warm over at Busch today, what's the rest of the afternoon going to look like for you? Are winter warm-ups done after 11, or how does that work?
Winter warm-ups done at 3 p.m. because, again, we still have a lot of players, managers. Again, if you got a ticket for today, you will see Oli Marmol, Tony La Russa is going to be in, Wilson Contreras. In the afternoon, that's the last signing. Tommy Entman is going to be around here too. So there's going to be still a lot of good players, good alumni. And yeah, again, and then today wraps up at 3, and then 4 weeks in 4 weeks, they're in Jupiter starting spring training, and then that is the actual ramp up.
That's awesome. I mean, it's really cool. And what I think's cool, man, is the fact that you're really able to get in there and get some really cool insights. Has there been a moment, or has anyone made one statement that has stuck with you more this weekend that you keep kind of remembering over anyone else? Because I find these parts fascinating, especially in this conveyor belt style that they do this format, because people can be more real. And when you don't have all the time in the world and you don't know who's talking to you, you can't really prepare those answers, so you get some rawness to it. Did you think that there was any moment that stuck in your mind that you'd like to relay to our listeners today?
I got two of them. One is how it speaks to the character of Oliver Burleson on Saturday. Was saying that Ollie and the staff was very blunt with me at the end of the season and how I should be a better and whatever, and how here's the steps. And he said there's two roads that people can take. Either say you're not, either take the news well or take the news bad. And he loves that Ollie is blunt because there's no way you can have it any other way. So that speaks to how respected Ollie is in the clubhouse with all the players that are here right now. And the other one is Sonny Gray, who's more on the personal side. He researched what does the cardinal bird symbolizes. And this is great because it's not only a personal thing, because my grandfather was a great Cardinal fan, but also for the city too. A cardinal bird, whenever you see a cardinal bird, it references a loved one that has passed away, but his memory will still be there. So that's a touching thing to end the conversation today, because again, this is baseball, a baseball town, and this city loves their history too.
When they love the connectability, because I think a lot of people, I mean, hell, you saying that when you said, well, what he talked about what a cardinal symbolizes, a lot of us know that, but to really talk about the importance, because I think a lot of us, that's the meaning of the Cardinals, because how many times, especially here in this area, I sit back and I will never forget being in the goddamn Taco Bell drive-thru, Luis, in 2013 when Colton Wong was up to bat against the Giants, and my grandpa said the last time this guy hit a home run, Jesus built houses. And I swear, the moment he said that, you heard Shannon go, swing, and there's a long one. It's up. Get up, baby. Get up, get up, get up. Good night. Redbirds win. And he went nuts. But it's those memories that I think made the Cardinals fan base so successful, because people don't realize they are one of the largest sports franchises in the world. I mean,
they are.
And
they are.
It's because of those things.
Yeah, and also, it represents what Sonny Gray is as a person. He is not here just to collect a paycheck. He is here to enroll himself in the history.
That's very true. All right, Luis, it's been 15 minutes. I cannot fathom to keep you on the line any longer because it's cold. You got to keep moving. But is there anything else you want to fill us in on before I say goodbye for now?
No, again, just a quick hockey note. The Blues, they tied on Saturday against the Boston Bruins. A good showing, actually. Good game. Again, the Blues have been playing better lately against the better teams in the top half of the daily show, and that has kept them alive in the wild card chase in the Western Conference. They played tonight. And if I read the notes right, Braden Shen plays his game number 900.
Wow.
Yeah, if I read the notes right, again, I'd be more focused in baseball, but yeah. No, that speaks to the durability, and that's why Shen is the captain, right?
Right.
So and it's either 900 or 600. I might be confusing my numbers here, but it's a big number for Braden Shen. Big night tonight against the Philadelphia Flyers in Enterprise Center. Again, it also for the Mizzou basketball fans. Sorry, you're like Slew. You're not going anywhere this year. They lost again against Mississippi State, if I can say that word correctly.
It's okay.
On Saturday. It's the S, this is the I, and the P's, right?
I get paid not to talk well also.
I get paid not to talk well in two languages, CJ. I got you there.
That's true. All right. I gotta keep moving. Hey, make sure to tell your buddy that I don't got a producer on this show. Will do. At 10:46, without a producer, we'll take a quick break and I'll come back to wrap up this Monday. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trunked. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Welcome back. So let's talk about complainers here for a second. See if I get in trouble. I saw the dumbest Facebook post I think I've ever seen. And it was about somebody that was complaining about the Alton High girls basketball team and a lack of sportsmanship for winning their game very bigly. And I love this. So I just want to talk a little bit about this. This team is coached by what I think one of the greatest high school coaches in around. And here's why. You got a team of academic athletes, standout academic students, standout athletes. There was a post a couple of weeks ago that said all the team, they had over a 3.0 GPA, it was huge. Well, then you had a guy, there was some individual that said, oh, these guys, they were not sportsmanlike. They weren't playing well. They had their starters on the court and they were up. They scored 90 points and blah, blah, blah. It come to find out, the starters weren't playing the entire game. It was their bench players, and I don't use that word lightly. Being a bench player on one of the best girls basketball teams in the state is a pretty high, position as far as I'm concerned. And I think it's good to note that the leading scorer in the game played 16 minutes. The second leading scorer played 18. There's 32 minutes in the game, so they played half. And what happens is we have people that like to complain. That's all they want to do. I mean, you see your Facebook feed. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong that somebody just doesn't sit there and go, well, how am I going to rile them up today? And it's a post like that. But, I think it's great just seeing the amount of shares and I mean, why are you complaining? And you know what? They've earned that. Let's say they had the entire team on the court the entire game. Who cares? People need to know what it's like to lose. That's what's wrong with our country. You have a bunch of people that can't stand losing because they don't know what it feels like to lose, because they're given a participation trophy. They're given all these things instead of being taught and given the feelings of being losing something, whether it's a contest, whether it's a matchup, whether it's a sports event, whether it's in business and life. You have a world now where people can't stand losing, okay? They can't take it. It's not standing it. They can't take it. They don't know how to react to it. If I'm a coach and my team's getting beat by 70 points, it doesn't matter who's on the court. There's something we did wrong, to go into that game. And so I saw this thing, and it has nothing to do with really the host about basketball, because I think we have the best girls basketball team that Alton High's ever had. And they're one of the best in the state. You hear me bragging about them all the time to Luis and making sure St. Louis knows how awesome Alton High girls basketball team is. But it's amazing to me that there are folks out there with everything that's going on in the world. Internationally, here at our country with the 2024 election, here in the city with a consolidated election in 2025. And what do we want to do? Complain. Amazing. It's just amazing. So the other day, too, I saw something, and it wasn't one person posting about this, and it's a good argument. They go, why is everybody sharing things about these overnight warming locations? Because people don't have phones. I've seen people that just, go out there and they spread that information. And, to complain about seeing information about a warming, it makes no sense. Why are you complaining that you're getting this in your feed? So people know about it. And it's not like everyone that shared it's going to go out and knock on, and go knock on doors and spread it, or they're going to go walk Broadway and tell the less fortunate of those opportunities. But there are some that will. And maybe if maybe they saw it shared on their Facebook feed and went, oh, forgot about that. Let me go down there and do that today. Or a business sees it and they want to donate, because let me tell you, I had a few business owners reach out to me and say, hey, can you give me Tyler's phone number? Saw your article, saw your interview, and I want to support that. So that's why we do it here at RiverBender.com. That's why local media does it, because it's not just about being boots on the ground. It's about raising awareness, okay, and making sure that information's out there. And so whether or not it's for a basketball game, an overnight warming location, anything, just quit complaining. Complain about something that's important, and instead of complaining, go do it. Do what you're complaining about. If you think that there's some sportsmanship issue, go to IHSA and tell them about it, because they're going to laugh at you too. There's just so much in this world to really stress about, and it's the little things that people are complaining about. That's my Monday morning monologue. We'll come back and wrap up the show after this.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Bring it to me. Bring your sweet loving. Bring it on home to
10:59, a little bit of change as we are wrapping up the week that was right here on RiverBender.com. It's Our Daily Show, CJ Nasello. Before I say goodbye and tell you who's coming on the show tomorrow, let me tell you about Sparks. Sparks, by the way, will be the circus company that I will be observing at Alton Little Theater for the 26th, the 28th with Elephant's Graveyard. Get your tickets now at altonlittletheater.org. But let's talk about the Alton Sparks. Sparks Junk Removal and Hauling. 30 years of being the best at hauling and junk removal, and now for the next 30, Denise Sparks and her team are the best at junk removal and hauling and weekly trash service, customer satisfaction, and how about this? They're going to be the best at answering their own phone, because when you call Sparks Junk Removal, you get Sparks Junk Removal. You don't get the call center that's managing 75 companies and has to look down their document sheet and go, oh yeah, I got to tell them this now. They're going to take care of you as people, as citizens of our wonderful Riverbend region, and they've done that for 30 years. They're going to do it for the next 30. They do weekly trash pickup, and you are seeing those purple and yellow trash cans. They are going all over the 618. D. Adrian is full. A Sparks Junk Removal and Hauling trash cans in your neighborhood needs to start filling up too. All you got to do is give Denise Sparks, the queen of junk and trash pickup, a phone call today at 618-433-1128. That's 618-433-1128. And start your journey with the queen of junk and now the queen of trash today. I am out of time. I will see you tomorrow. We got North Alton Godfrey Business Council, Sydney Sinks. We'll see if I can throw some more friends on, and we'll see what other trouble I can cause on a Tuesday morning. So on that note, stay warm today. Most importantly, try your best to stay out of jail.